Hello, listeners. We are going into season 2. There are a lot of changes that will be happening since our first episode. So let's call this Introduction 2.0. If this is your first time listening to Out of Place, I am going to do a quick intro about myself. I do go into a little more detail in the introduction episode. My name is Stephen Daniel. I'm a podcaster, writer, and producer. I am a military spouse currently living in Southern California. We got 7 years left in the military, and we plan to settle down in either St. John County in Florida, in Orlando, Florida, or the Woodlands in Texas. But I'm looking forward to it, wherever we settle down. I got 3 boys and an awesome wife, and I'm not even saying that for brownie points because 1, she doesn't listen to Out of Place, and 2, I will go more in detail on the 13th episode in February 2021. Look out for that. I'm an asshole. At least that's what people who don't like me or don't understand me call me. I try to be as respectful as I can be, but fuck me over and disrespect me just a few times, and I will treat you like you don't exist. I'm too happy to have someone with so much negativity around me, my wife and my children as well. And just recently, I had someone close to me with an addiction problem text me while intoxicated. I saw past a passive-aggressive message and called this person out. And anyone who knows me personally know I do my best to be happy, silly, to help out, to make you laugh, and show nothing but love. But like I said, fuck with me once, I'll give you a chance. Then I'll give you a few more chances because I'm a dumbass. Until one day I realize you really don't give a shit about me. But all these people that do this shit to me are always acting like the end of the world when I tell them that I'm just done with them. And then I'm painted as the bad guy. But guess what? I don't give a fuck. The world wants me to be a pussy to people like that. People that I have problems with expect me to pussy out like other people have done to them. I will never bend the knee to no one except God. I will never chase you for approval. I won't, because I don't care. And maybe it comes with age. Tomorrow I'll be 35 years old, and the older I get, the less fucks I give. It's the way it is. I am not a snowflake, and I am not one to play games. I will tell you how I feel. I have always been like that, and I don't understand when people are so surprised by it. Like, oh, don't care. For example, and it's like when you see a couple, right? The wife cooks a meal, but it tastes like shit. But her husband, kids, her siblings, her family, her friends, they tell her, it's great, it's awesome. And she keeps making that shit. And people start, they just keep talking shit behind her back. Oh, have you tasted this shit? And they make fun of it. And this whole time she doesn't know. And it's fucked up how they would rather talk shit and lie and blame it on family politics. Fuck that. In our house, I am the cook and my wife is the baker. If something is off, I will tell her the truth. And now I'm not saying it all rude like, what the hell is this? Tastes like shit. No. If she made some delicious homemade dinner rolls, which is banging, right? And maybe it's a little hard and doughy in the middle. I would say, oh, it's good, mama, but it's not as soft and buttery in the middle as before. But it tastes good. And she doesn't get all emotional like. She doesn't act like other bitches out there. Fine, I won't make it again. I took the time and I'm tired and I didn't have to make anything. I just wanted to make you, but now. That's the most of the people in the world today. But she's like me. We don't get emotional over stupid shit. Instead, if I told her that about the dough, she would be like, you know what? Yeah, I don't think I put enough butter. And next time I won't cook it on the bottom rack. I was cooking something on the top rack and I couldn't. I had to put it in the bottom rack, but now because the bottom is overcooked. So it dried up a lot of the thing. And guess what? The next time, it's fucking amazing. Because you're honest. Me and my wife, we do it all the time. But I'm going to get more into that in February. My point is this. My point is that I am as truthful as I can be. And I do it respectfully. I know what I like, and I know me. So Out of Place is just that. Out of Place is me, filled with things that I enjoy. If you like the podcast, it's because you are just as sick as me. It means that you are more than likely like me and feel out of place with this screwed up world, which is why I named this podcast Out of Place, because that's how I felt. I felt I was out of place. In the show, there will be a touchy topic in every episode. Well, except the specials during the holidays. After that, I want to leave you laughing or leave you with a smile or something, because I'm going to piss you off. Maybe you're going to hear me rant and talk shit. I don't want to leave with that, because a lot of times, we'll watch our YouTubers, our favorite YouTubers, right? Or influencer or whoever. And they're so angry and so mad. And by the end of it, you're just ticked off a little bit. And I want you to be frustrated with me, because if you're like me, you're frustrated. You're like, fuck yeah. You just yell with me, whatever I'm talking about. But then I want to laugh together, doing stupid shit. That's all I want to do. So I want to end on a good note on every episode. But keep in mind, now Out of Place is filled with profanity and vulgar language, but it's mostly me just having fun. I remember during my younger days, when I was a little boy, I would play with the boombox with my cousins, and it had a built-in microphone. So we would rap, sing, do skits, and mostly pretend we were on the radio. Man, I still wish we had those tapes, but you know how kids are with taking care of shit. You already know. But we had so much fun doing it. And by the way, Ivan, I still eat subs like crazy at least once or twice a week. Sorry, listeners. It's an inside joke. Fuck off. Fast forward to 2019, and I'm playing GTA 5. And I'm listening to all the fictional radio stations. And I have my favorite one, the Chakra Attack. Listen to it. It's funny as hell. I love it. So I thought I would love doing something just like that. And then I started finding myself venting about so many different topics to my wife and family members and just talking and talking. I am a talkative person. I am. Growing up, I got in trouble left and right. Detentions here, not because I was a bad kid or anything. I just fucking talked. My parents would tell me I was fucking annoying because I just talked. I just wanted to talk. I should have went into radio. That's what I should have done. I should have went into fucking radio. But after that, I was like, maybe I should start a podcast. And then somebody else said it. Man, Steven, you should start a podcast. Your insight on things is fucking crazy. But I was too nervous. I was too afraid of starting. I didn't know how to start. In my mind, I was like, I got to do it with somebody. And I tried to ask certain people and I tried my very best to do it with somebody, but people backed out. But then in February 2020, I said, fuck it. And I just did it. I didn't care about being famous. I didn't care about getting thousands and thousands of listeners. I just wanted to make at least one person that wasn't my family member, that wasn't my close friend, just to enjoy my show. Stranger. And I didn't expect Out of Place to grow into something amazing. I didn't know about podcasting too much. I did my research before starting. I had a shitty mic. I upgraded a little bit, and you could tell the difference when you listen to from the first one to now. But I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. That's the truth. I knew how to edit with other things when I was fan dubbing. I just knew certain things, but I grew and I grew and I kept teaching myself things. I kept connecting with certain people, and the community is great, and I fucking love it. I love it, and I hope it continues to grow. Not because I want something out of it or money or anything like that. I just want to entertain people. Right now, we don't make nothing. We make zero money, and I don't give a shit. This is my fun hobby. That's all it is. And I have so much fun doing it. Like I said, season 1 was a big experiment. We went through different segments and things, trying to find the right flow. And after the Halloween special, people started loving the skits. I was writing, listeners started being a little bit more engaging and a little more vocal on what they liked about the podcast. So I thought I would start writing scripts and give voiceover artists a chance to get some practice. Every month, I cast people from castingcall.club. So if you ever want to be in a skit on this show, just head over to my page and the link is in the description. Like I said, Out of Place is a fun hobby of mine. I love writing all the scripts. I love voicing some characters. I enjoy writing the sex talk episodes for Rachel and hear her deliver the lines that make you wanting more. I love having Britt on the show and being surprised at what she comes up with. I always look forward to seeing how she's going to make me laugh. I love casting so many different voiceover artists that help bring all the scripts to life. They do a hell of a job. Out of Place is an absolute blast for me to do. I fucking love it. Takes a lot of my free time. It does. You should see my schedule from the top of the month to the end of the month. If I'm a step ahead, I can give you listeners something good. So let's discuss the new changes. First, there will be no more music from indie artists. I loved contacting and interacting with all of these artists, but I learned that even though the artist gives me permission to use their song, most of the time they don't own the rights. I can have a 2-hour-long episode, 2 to 3 minutes of that song will claim the whole thing because of copyright bullshit. So I'm going to continue using Soundstripe and SoundSnap for all of my music and sound effects. Out of Place is now on TikTok. All of the funny audio clips from our skips that you hear on the podcast will more than likely be on there. I'm going to start taking 3 days a month to upload on TikTok. So if you are a big TikTok user and love reenacting skits for your account, we encourage people to use our audio because I would love to see some of our skits come to life. I'm looking forward to that. Like I said before, there are going to be a lot more skits. There are a lot of Big Vinny and Lenny fans out there now, which I am so happy about. I'm going to have a blast writing skits for those characters. And for the fun topic section, every now and then there's going to be skits. Just depends. If you ever have an idea you want me to create and see come to life, or you want Big Vinny and Lenny in a certain situation, just let me know. I want you awesome listeners to engage through social media with me, so you could just ask me anything. One thing I want to start doing is putting a spotlight on voiceover artists that are trying to get their foot in the door. The segment is going to be called VO Nonsense. So it's going to be an experiment, and so we're going to see how that goes. Next is there will be no more Subscribe Star. Making time to do exclusive content took way too much time. I'd rather spend that time writing new scripts. All the reviews that were on there are now going to be available for the public. So if you want to support the show financially, there's going to be a PayPal link now instead of the Subscribe Star link, and it's kind of like a tip jar. You don't have to at all. There are people that want to, but I don't care for the money. I mean, it'd be nice. It would help paying people when I need, and maybe it's a bigger project. Maybe I need to do an intro song of something for a segment and just do something that requires a little bit more professional. It also helps with music and licenses. I spend about $400 a year on just music and sound effects alone. All the money will always go to make your listening experience with Out of Place a little bit better. I'm not going to do a politics segment anymore, gaming segment, theme park segment, or entertainment segment. Maybe in the future, I plan to bring new shows that fit Out of Place better. I am looking forward to watching the Out of Place podcast continue to grow. I listen to my episodes over and over to see how I can improve it. I watch YouTube videos and TikTok videos to get inspiration for new and funny skits. I just wanted to make it better. I want to make you laugh more. I want to make you smile. I want to make a show that you guys are going to look forward to when the middle of the month comes, the 15th comes. You're like, oh, here we go. Here's that day. I want you guys to get excited for it. I thank you, lovely listeners, for sticking with us and not being mindless robots. Just know that I love you, I appreciate you, and always remember to smile.